Hello again, Lockpicking Paul here, and what I've got this evening is a bit special, to me at least. This is a Fichet Bauche M2B safe lock, and it's an 8-lever black belt lock where you have to move the levers in 2 directions. You have to rotate them and push them down. This is a lock that gives appallingly bad feedback. It's and the levers all act like tapers, so they require multiple little minute touches, and you have to continually test them, and they continually unset, or they feel like they unset, and it can make for pretty long picking times. The picking time you're about to see is 29 minutes long. It's ridiculously long, but this is a bloody hard lock. So I wouldn't normally apologize for a very long video. I do apologize. This is a very long video, and there's a gut at the end, which makes it even longer. Feel free to skip to the bit where it opens. If you're actually tackling one of these locks, it might be worth watching the whole thing. It's been quite the journey. I did sort of partially progressively lever this. You can put individual levers in, and I would recommend it in as much that you want to know what a set lever feels like. This is such an alien lock that you really have to just familiarize yourself with what set actually feels like. So I didn't go independently through each individual lever. I started with 3, I went to 5, and then I went for the full 8 levers. You only have to pick 7 of the levers. The 8th lever is a passive lever. That's the one in this slot here. And in later versions of this lock, I think it's an interactive. But the key looks a bit like this. And that, so these larger fins at the top here push the levers down. And these sort of angles here determine how far rotationally the levers get set. So each lever has to move in 2 planes. That does make it really rather difficult. The tapering effect and the poor feedback again add to that pain. There is another problem. A bit like a van lock, you've got to change positions with your tensioners. You have to tension in the grooves. I've made mine out of 1.6mm stainless spring wire. It's very strong, and you do have to use a lot of tension on this lock, especially early on, to get any kind of feedback. So you want something very strong. These seem to work. What I've done is I bent them to shape, and then I've hammered them flat, and they slot in here very well. But your big problem with them is once all the levers stop giving feedback, you need to switch them, and that means maintaining high tension, switching the tension wires over, and that's when you're going to drop some levers. So that already adds to some pain. In terms of picking it, this you might recognize. It's actually a snake rake, which I've chopped the top of the tip off, flattened it all out on a belt sander, and just shaped it a bit. And this allows me to sort of get under the edge of the levers and pull and push them, so I can set the angle, and then I can set the depth. But like I said, that's not a one-time deal. You have to do it multiple times. So anyway, up now is the ridiculously or outrageously long picking, but you know, I'm going to take it because it's a black belt lock and I've worked very hard to get this. So here you go, picking vid. Cheers. Okay, let's see if we can get this open. Right, let's find the binder. I don't think it really is binding that one, so I'll leave that. No. Not binding very much. Nope. Was binding and now it's not. Nope. Let's see if I can get under here. That was binding a little. Now it's gone free. Don't know about that one. These really act like tapers, just lots of little movements. Binding very stiff. Right, not sure what happened to that one. I'll come back to that. I may have to switch tension positions, I think. Yeah. Very risky doing that. Get this in here. It actually feels quite good. So does that. Must be the levers down on this side. That's a pain. That might have been set, you know. Yeah, that was set. If you get in a game and pull it out, it'll unset some of the other levers, which is interesting. 1 and 2 feel good. 3's not set. 4's not set. I did a lot of harm then. It feels okay. It's not set. That felt good. Binding very tightly. Yeah, we're going to have to move tensions. Yeah. Oh, that felt very, very good. Feel some core movement. And then it's dropped, so hang on. Is that in? I'm not sure. It felt good. One more swap. Don't drop a lever now. It's not those ones. I actually don't think we're very far at all from getting this open. and we're open. Yeah, so if I pull it around any more, it's going to set to the next position, which I don't want to do. Whew, bloody hell, 29 minutes. That is a hard lock. Don't mind admitting that is a hard lock. So that is open. And this is for a belt submission, although I'm not entirely sure how respectable 29 minutes is. So we have to gut it now. Let's take that out. Zoom out. Can I switch to... Ooh, right, not sure I can switch. Huh. Right, okay, well, we're going to do our level best to keep everything in shot. So, let's take that out of there. I'll change focus to multi. Right, so just going to get my organizer out. Because taking one of these things apart comes with some certain challenges. Right, just going to close that. So, go lock it back up again. Go see everything resetting. Okay, let's make sure I've got this the right way around. I know what I'm doing. Right, so just going to very carefully unload this. You see all 8 springs are in place. No modifications to the back plate. Right, so the spring for the passive lever is slightly different. Certainly a slightly different colour, although it does feel like a steel spring. So we'll take that one out. That one lives in there. And I'm just going to lift each lever and ball bearing out. Right, where's the hook? In fact, what I'll do is I'll take each spring out and put one in each compartment. That way we won't get stuff pinging all over. Come on, don't unfocus on me. Right, so the passive lever first. In fact, where are my tweezers? They're magnetic, and these ball bearings do have a habit of running away. In fact, I'll lift it out that way. Okay, so a ball bearing just dropped down there. I'll give that in a second. That is the passive lever. That went down there. It's a ball bearing for it. Right, lever. Actually, lever 1. I'm going to have to hook that out. So that's lever 1. And its bearing, lever 2. I always do that, flip them round. I'll go that one out with the ball bearing intact. That's lever 2. Number 3. That's lever 3. Right. Make sure I remember still the right. Yeah, right. Okay, lever 4. Just want to make sure all these go back in the right place, so it all still works. Lever 4 I got out with the ball bearing. Damn it. Ball bearing went under there. See if I can see it. I don't want to lose that ball bearing. Okay, it's on the desk surface, but I'll have to find that in a minute. Right, so it goes around that way. Lever 5. Yeah, that's lever 5. That's that, and the ball bearing just dropped down here. Okay, so it's not coming out easily. Give that a second. Lever 6. Got 2 ball bearings in the housing now. Lever 6. There's one of them. There's the other one. Come out. Right, so it seems to be stuck in the bottom of the lock. There we go. And final lever, lever 7. That one is the ball bearings intact in that one, 7. And there's the core. Hopefully we can see that is unmodified. Just going to change the light so that it doesn't get so much glare. And a close up of the levers. I've just got to go and find that ball bearing that went and ran away. Right, so yeah, very long pick. Probably the longest pick I've ever done on camera, but that is a bloody difficult lock, and rightly deserving of its black belt. So anyway, that's it. The Fichet Bauche M2B. Done.